Do you think Nolan made the Odyssey? No. He made his own version of the hero, Odysseus. Homer's hero is one of the greatest archetypes in human culture. Today, I'll show you 6 different versions of Odysseus in literature, and how great writers have reimagined this legendary hero. Let's begin. The first book on the list turns Odysseus completely on his head. The true anti-Odysseus, the mirror image and complete opposite of the hero, is Miguel de Cervantes' Don Quixote. Don Quixote and Odysseus travel in opposite directions. If the Hobbit is there and back again, then Don Quixote is all about there, while the Odyssey is all about back again. Don Quixote is always moving outward, away from home, deeper into his mad adventures, where windmills become giants. Odysseus, by contrast, is always moving back, returning home from his long journey, back to Penelope, back to Ithaca. Don Quixote is constantly beaten, pelted with stones, locked in a cage, and at one point is even almost crucified. Odysseus, on the other hand, seems almost invincible. He defeats the Cyclops, sails past Scylla and Charybdis, and later returns home to slaughter Penelope's 100 suitors. Don Quixote fasts and lives on wild acorns, a knight almost without flesh, almost a ghost. Odysseus, by contrast, delights in feasts, roasted meat, and wine. Odysseus is ultimately rewarded with a triumphant homecoming to his faithful wife Penelope and his son Telemachus. Don Quixote returns home as a defeated, broken, aging hidalgo. He is an Odysseus for whom coming home means the collapse of every illusion. The next Odysseus is the most ordinary one of all, an Odysseus without armor. It's James Joyce's Ulysses. The entire novel unfolds over the course of a single day, June 16, 1904. Each chapter echoes one episode of the Odyssey. Leopold Bloom, an advertising canvasser, wanders through the streets of Dublin. His adventures are nothing more than everyday routines, visiting a newspaper office, a pub, a maternity hospital, a brothel, and a funeral. Instead of the Cyclops, he encounters an aggressive nationalist. Instead of the sirens, barmaids, and singers, instead of the faithful Penelope, an unfaithful wife. This is an Odysseus consumed by ordinary life, struggling not with monsters, but with himself. Our next Odysseus is one who sets out on an intellectual and spiritual journey. It is Thomas Mann's The Magic Mountain. A young engineer, Hans Castorp, travels to a tuberculosis sanatorium in the Swiss Alps to visit his cousin. But unexpectedly, he remains there for nearly 7 years. His conversations with the other patients become a journey through a labyrinth of competing ideologies and cultural conflicts. Unlike Homer's hero, Castorp chooses to remain in captivity. The sanatorium is his Circe, and his return is his descent back into the world, to the chaos of history. Here, Ithaca is not home. It is the First World War. Our next Odysseus, however, is almost a classic one. He is Bilbo Baggins, the hero of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, or There and Back Again. All the essential elements of the Greek epic are here. A journey filled with dangers, obstacles, and trials. Cleverness matters more than brute strength. One of the best examples is the famous scene where the dwarves escape hidden inside barrels, an episode that closely echoes Odysseus and his men escaping from the Cyclops by clinging to the undersides of sheep. There is also the motif of supernatural guidance. Odysseus has Athena, Bilbo has Gandalf, but the most important difference is that Bilbo is an unlikely hero. He loves the comfort of home. He wants nothing to do with adventures. His journey is not about proving his courage, it is about discovering it. The focus shifts from the hero's great deeds to the making of the hero himself. Our next Odysseus is an American. He is W.P. Inman, the protagonist of Charles Frazier's Cold Mountain. Frazier drew inspiration from the story of his great-great-grandfather, who deserted the Confederate Army and walked all the way home across North Carolina. In the novel, Inman travels hundreds of miles through a country devastated by war, driven by the hope of returning to the woman he loves, Ada Monroe. Like Odysseus, he is searching for more than just the road home. He is trying to find himself again after the horrors of war. Our final Odysseus is a cosmic one. He is the Odysseus of Dan Simmons' Ilium. The novel is filled with biomechanical organisms, nanotechnology, clones, space travel, and artificial intelligence. In the distant future, Enhanced post-humans have settled on Mars and used advanced technology to terraform the planet into a new Earth. For their own entertainment, they recreate the events of Homer's Iliad in real time. Odysseus is one of these artificially created beings, an advanced artificial intelligence designed to emulate a human personality. In the novel, he emerges as the savior of a fading human civilization in the distant future. His journey becomes endless. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed it.